Okay, we've opened Portrait Professional Max 6, which is the software we're going to use to just clean up the picture that I've taken before. So we're going to press Start. We're looking at Beauty magazine cover, which will show all of these pictures that I've taken of a young girl. It's going to grace the front cover. Now, I rather like this image, so we're going to open that up. And Portrait Professional Max is a simple logarithmic software that helps you to get rid of basic imperfections in the skin, which we're going to use. Okay, there's the picture. It needs to know if it's a male or a female face, because obviously the two logarithms will be slightly different. Let's tell it it's a female face. Then it asks you on the left hand here everything you should do. When you're finished with that, you can press OK, I've done that, or spacebar. We're going to use the spacebar. So we click on there, exactly where it asks us, and then press the spacebar. Wait for it to move to the next one, click on that one, and press the spacebar. It asks for the tip of the nose, press the spacebar. Side of the mouth, and the other side of the mouth. Now while we're here, let's just look at the tiny freckles there, which we're going to get rid of there, and the little tiny red veins in the eyes, which are quite natural, but which we don't expect to see when we look at a magazine cover. So just press the spacebar there. It's now drawn these grids over what happens here. It really just outlines everything there. When we look at this, we're going to look at the eye. Just follow exactly what happens on the left hand side there. So let's just click on the spacebar. I've done that. This one is slightly obscured, so let's see if we can find wherever the eye should be there, and then look at the eyebrow, which will help us a little bit there. Okay, reasonably happy with that eye. Okay, with the nose the same thing. We're going to click underneath there, click on the side there, and click on the side there. The little stud we'll think about later. Maybe we'll use it in the final image, maybe we'll Photoshop it out. Okay, let's look at the mouth, and we follow the shape of the mouth. As you can see, it's a mathematical approximation, the shape of the mouth. Elegant bit of software, quite simple to use. Okay, click on the chin bit, click on the side of the cheek, and look at where the hairline starts. Basically, if you look there, it's just in the hairline, so we're reasonably happy with where we are, and we press spacebar. Now this is processing the image using the software that was written to help create a slightly unblemished look, and we can make that less or more dramatic, as we'll see in the software. Okay, so let's have a little look at what's happened already, and I'm not too unhappy with that. As you can see, the slight imperfections are almost gone there. She becomes more doll-like. See, there's a little mark there on the left hand side of the mouth, which is still there, but we can paint that out. I'm quite happy with that. And we're going to look at the shadows under the eyes, because that you don't want to see in the final magazine as well. Okay, we can use different presets here. So let's say we want just to clean up the complexion, which is the top one here. It gives you kind of defaults here, and let's see what's happened here. And it's done a pretty good job of that. Okay, right hand side I can play with a little bit, but we now can fine tune. So if we look at this, the little balloon pops up there, and we can control every aspect of this. So let's look at the face sculpt. Let's look at the head. See, we can change the shape of the head. Let's just move this window out of the way a little bit, and let's see, we can change the actual shape of her head. Maybe lift it a little bit, give her a lot of open space there. That's not too bad. I like her expression in her eyes, and let's look at the jaw. Okay, moving it that way, moving it that way, somewhere there. We're looking for the ultimate in beauty, as always, but because we don't have that, we work with what we have. Pretty cool anyway. Okay, look at the nose. It can narrow it and open that perhaps somewhere there. Yeah, let's just look at the original. Again, you can hold the button. Let's just have a little look. That's the original, and this is how she's looking now. Okay, can widen the eyes. I'm actually quite happy with them, but let's have a little look. That's probably as much as I'm going to change on that. Then look at the mouth shape, which can move upwards and downwards. I'm quite happy with that. And we can change the expression on the mouth into something smaller, something happier perhaps, I don't know, something like that. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so we're going to hide the face sculpt controls and move to the skin controls. We've got rid of quite a lot of the imperfections already, and even at a young age there are some fine wrinkles that we're going to get rid of. So let's just up that a little bit. Let's look at your fine shadows, see if we can just get rid of that a little bit. That's not too bad. I'm going to remove the pause, which is what it's all about. Let's just flip to the original. There's the original, and this is where we are now. Not a bad looking girl. Not a bad looking girl. Okay, there might be some shine on the skin. In this case there isn't. I'm quite happy with that where it is, and we can change the tan. We can make it quite dark or very pale, or somewhere in between, which is kind of where I want it to be. Okay, so we're hiding the skin controls. Now we're going to look at the eye controls, and we're going to whiten the eyes. Now we're used to seeing these beautifully white highlighted eyes when we look at a magazine cover, almost unnatural. So we're going to do something similar because we're following that. So first I'm going to exaggerate, as you can see, and that eye has disappeared almost completely because of the tolerances. So we're just going to bring that down. What's happened here is that it's just popped out. Can you see that? There's a nice demarcation of the white. That one is still too much, so we're just going to bring that down a little bit. Okay, look at the eye area. Again, that has to do with eye whitening. So if I push it up completely, that closes the whole eye, but we're just going to tweak it down, and let's see what happens. See, from the center of the iris we pull back, and already there's a dramatic difference. Let's have a little look there. If I go back to the original, you can see the fine lines there, and now it's a different eye altogether. Okay, we can change that as well. Keep that kind of darkness there. I do like it that the picture was taken outside with very simple lighting. Okay, now we're going to sharpen the eyes. Now again, this is something you'll see in these. Let's go back to that a little bit. Let's change the eye area. See, if I bring it down, because that was becoming quite milky, and that's not what we want. Okay, now we're sharpening the eyes. See, that really just pops out at you. Look at the original. It's not a bad picture. It is in focus. It is all sharp. But look at this one. Just look at the eye. See, something quite remarkable is happening there. Okay, and we can change the eye color if we want to. Now in this case she's got quite pretty eyes, so we're not going to do that, but we could have if we wanted to. We could have changed the eye color quite a lot, but I rather like where it is. So just maybe a 1. Okay, on the mouth controls, again lip saturation.